Okay, Germany has a clear energy transition plan based on the reduction of greenhouse gas emissions, and we want to increase the share of renewable energy.
Hello, I'm Emmy DeGrappa. Each week, we bring you stories asking our guests the question, why? We learn about their passion, why they do what they do, why should we care, and what can we learn? What better place to explore the human landscape than from the state known for its incredible landscapes, Wyoming? And what better organization than Wyoming Humanities? Serving our state for over 45 years, we share stories, ideas, and wisdom about the human experience. This is What's Your Why? Today, we are talking to Jürgen Kretschmann. He is a German economist and university president in Germany. What is the university that you are president of?
Yes, I'm the president of the Technical University Agricola. This is an old mining school. It's more than 200 years old, and it's located in the city of Bochum, which is in the center of the Ruhrgebiet. The Ruhrgebiet is a traditional coal mining region here in Germany.
That is really interesting. Tell me about your background, and particularly as it relates to coal in Germany and how you got into that work.
I'm coming from a traditional coal miner's family. So my grandfather was a coal miner. He worked underground. I have two uncles working in a mine, and my father was a truck driver supplying coal mines. So I was the first in the family who studied. So after finishing my PhD, it was no surprise that I started to work as a mining manager in a coal mining company. And it's now almost 30 years ago.
Wow, so no wonder that is your passion. It's a family tradition. What is the current climate of the coal industry in Germany?
Our government has decided to phase out the coal production. Hard coal mining, the production of hard coal mining already ended last year, end of 2018, and the production of lignite coal will end in 2038, so in roughly 20 years. So we are in a phasing out phase, and due to the policy of decarbonization here in Germany.
And how is that affecting your family and other families in that area?
There's a rule in Germany that no coal miner can be unemployed. And that's why since many years we have retraining programs. I personally retrained more than 10,000 coal miners in my former job for new jobs. For instance, some of them are really good technicians, and we have an aging population here in Germany. So many former coal miners, technicians, electricians were trained now for hospitals. And because hospitals are high-tech plants too, they have emergency rooms, etc. So that was a very successful retraining program. And others we offered an early retirement. So coal miners can retire when they are 57 years old. The normal retirement age in Germany is 66. So there were many, many programs for the miners, and still today we are proud that although we lost more than 100,000 jobs in the coal mining industry, no miner was unemployed.
That is a success story for sure. That's incredible.
Absolutely.
What are the differences between Germany and the U.S. in dealing with coal and coal mining?
Germany is basically it's a society based on consensus, based on social peace. So even the Green Party and the coal mining companies try to find a process that is not only ecological sustainable, the closure process, but social sustainable too. So, and that's why we always we have many roundtables, many discussions. It takes a while, of course, but it's a common policy that we have a smooth phase-out process now for 20 years. You might ask, why 20 years? Why not faster? But the phase-out of coal production is integrated in the process we call structural change. That means in this 20 years, we have to create new jobs, new perspectives for the next generation, and this takes a while. And that's why it's a slow process of decline.
So
I hope this answers your question.
Well, it does, but I'm curious, when you were talking about the German society is basically a socialist country, correct?
No, it's a country which values social peace very high. Not socialist, but social peace. Maybe this is because of my German accent. It was not clear. So we don't like strikes. We don't like riots. We don't like fights between employer and employees. So we try to avoid this. So
is the coal mining industry owned by the government, or is it owned by private companies?
No, it's 100% owned by private companies. The government has no coal mine.
Oh, okay. So the younger generations that are coming up, what is their attitude towards the coal mining industry?
I think they're not really interested in coal mining industry anymore. So when I was young, in our area, just one example, we had 300,000 coal miners, and our university was the only one with roughly 1,000 students at that time. So today, we have in our region 0 coal miners, but more than 200,000 students. So it was really a change. So 50 years ago, except our university, there was no other university in the area. Now we have more than 20 universities. So the next generation has better options than the generation of my father and my grandfather had. So they got better jobs. We were a society based on coal mining. Now we are a society based on knowledge. And that's what we call structural change.
And so I'm just curious, because your specialty, your interest and expertise has been in the coal mining industry. So how are you looking into the future about your future of, you're expanding your interests of energy and energy consumption?
Oh, yeah, okay. Okay, Germany has a clear energy transition plan based on the reduction of greenhouse gas emissions, and we want to increase the share of renewable energy from, at the moment, 30% to 60% in 2050. And in power consumption, where we use the lignite coal, we want to increase the share of renewable energies to 80% in 2050. So this means a clear strategy even for my university that we will focus on renewable energies in electrical engineering, in mechanical engineering, and in the mining sector of our university, we will focus on post-mining activities.
And I guess in terms of, your background as an economist, but you have worked basically studying the coal industry, it sounds like, mostly.
Yes, that's right. Since I'm working in the coal miners industry, since 1990, the coal mining industry was declining. And since that time, the coal mining industry tried to create new jobs in different kinds of industry. So at that time, the company where I worked for, RAG, they only had coal mines, but they started to develop an area we today call the white area, the white side of RAG. The coal is the black side. And this was very successful during the last 30 years. And in this so-called white sector, we created 33,000 new jobs. I mean, we lost more than 150,000 jobs in coal mining, but still 33,000 jobs is something. It gives perspective for the next generation.
Right. And so in creating those new jobs and moving people into new technologies, and do you follow the coal industry in the United States? Do you follow it and study it?
I'm studying it, of course, but I'm in the U.S. maybe once a year, usually during the conference of the Society of Mining, Metallurgy, and exploration engineers. So because I have a good network with many professors in mining, I know a little bit about the U.S. coal mining industry, and I know that it's stagnating, and I know that the peak of the coal production has been in the past. So they probably the industry shrinks. Yeah, during the Obama era, people, professors, miners spoke about the so-called war on coal. Today, this war on coal, I think it's over, but still, coal mining is declining. So this means there's a lot to do in the mining regions to create new jobs in other industries.
So do you see this as being a different or a similar challenge to what Germany has gone through?
It's a similar challenge. Phase-out process of our coal mining. We were the biggest employer here, by far the biggest employer in Germany. It took 50 years. It took a whole generation to create the new jobs for the next generation. So you really need a vision and a long-term program to do this. You cannot just close mines and then if you just lose the jobs, the people will move. The people will move to other states, to other regions where they get new jobs. So I cannot on the telephone give advice to Wyoming, but I only can speak from my experience. It takes really a long-term plan how a state like Wyoming should be developed.
So that exactly, and I think that right there is some really good advice about the long-term vision. That it's not just about the coal mines that are closing, but that they are an energy resource of the past, and we have to move forward. And you've been saying in this conversation that Germany has done that successfully. So related to your work more broadly, what keeps you up at night in regards to what has to happen for Germany to succeed and continue growing the future in technology?
Yeah, two things have to be done. Here in our region, we closed more than 200 coal mines, and we have still more than 20,000 shafts. And so there's a lot to do in what we call post-mining. So we have to really analyze, monitor, take care of the mine water. We don't know how the mine water will react chemical react in the next years. So we have to monitor them. We have to take care of the groundwater. Still, there are some risks for the population. We mine under many cities, so we mine under a population of more than 5 million people. So we have to avoid any risks for them. So there's a lot to do on the post-mining side. On the other side, we have to develop new technologies, better technologies to increase the share of renewable energies. We are not bad. We are a world leader in wind energy and others, but still, especially in battery technology and others, we have to do a lot in research and development. And so this is, I think, the biggest challenge, or one of the biggest challenges for our university in the next 5 or 10 years. So that keeps me awake at night, of course. And my granddaughter Greta, she's now my first granddaughter. She's 8 months old. And of course, I want to leave her a better planet. That's sure. And maybe future grandchildren will come, I hope. And so that keeps me awake at night too. Think about my granddaughter Greta and try to do something for her and for that generation.
Oh, that's excellent. And I love that you're thinking that way. We all need to be thinking about our grandkids and their future. So I really appreciate you talking to me today. Thank you so much, Jürgen.
Yeah, of course. I'm happy to talk to you, and hopefully I have the opportunity to visit Wyoming in the future. I really love to do it.
I hope to see you here. Thank you very much.
Okay. Amy, thank you so much. Goodbye.
Bye-bye. Thank you for joining us for this episode of What's Your Why, a production of Think Why, Wyoming Humanities. This has been executive producer Emmy DeGrappa. Please subscribe and never miss a show. For more information, go to thinkwhy.org.